think we talk about coming together for practice. It's all practice. It's practice for learning how not to bark when somebody was fine. Yes. And patience, clarity, and trust. This is my own coining. This is my own thing, but patience, clarity, and trust. Just are I want to say like maybe the keys to manifestation, but it could be for everything, just for life. Oh, okay. So in that mindset, we did something new the other day where we took the block and put it on the foot. And so I'm like, okay, we should do that again. Because maybe the first time you did it, and if you weren't here, it's going to be the first time today, and then it's just nice to kind of play with those things again. Play, it's all play. We're here to play. Welcome to the playground. Bring your hands together, give them a nice little wake up, feel into the energies. Oh, welcome back. Okay, Lindsay, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Good. All right. Keep letting the hands go. I'm going to stop talking. You're going to listen. Letting your jaw drop. And we'll rest these hands somewhere, anywhere. Heart, hips, thighs, belly, even just into themselves, and just feel into the vibrational energy, the frequency created in the palms. Or the frequency is not being created, it's being called. As you inhale, lengthen yourself. Exhale, bring these hands to your heart, bow your chin. Chant Om together 3 times, and then we'll sit in silence for a few moments. So inhale to begin. Om. Just releasing your hands, but stay as you are. Letting the jaw soften a little more. Beginning to open your eyes, maybe halfway. Bringing yourself back into your space. Very good. So the other thing we did in class on Sunday, I think what day it was, is we talked about softening the backs of the knees. And I kind of want to play with that a little bit. I'm finding a lot of interesting stuff there on my own practice. So just bring your feet to the floor, and hopefully you're okay sitting here. And massage your inner knees or the backs of your knees here. You can feel into like, maybe you feel it like a mouth, you know, the two jaw bones on the top and the bottom, and this vacant opening, this spaciousness, a lot of space back there, you know, nice and soft and good. Okay, and then I want to add the feet. So you're going to keep your hands, I'm just going to turn, keep your hands at the soft eyes of your knees and just start to lift your feet a few times and just feel, you know, what's, if anything is happening back there. Okay, and then we're going to flex the feet and sit up. You know, you can keep your hands there if it's okay. Spread your toes. Now anchor the heels to the floor and pull the heels back. It's just an isometric action. Feel what happens here. And then push the heels away. You're just exploring your own anatomy. Maybe you never knew. It's fascinating. Good. Okay, and then we'll just take the hands down. I'm just going to stretch the legs out. I'm still sitting on something. Do a little bit of this. Get the hips moving, the feet just nice and loose. Oh, you know, add the arms if you like. Good. Okay, and then we're going to come to sit in staff pose, this Dandasana. And sometimes, you know, we come in and make the legs really strong and lift up. And you're just going to find that place where you can soften behind the knees. So for some of you, you might need, if your knees are picked up, you can do it. Because I'm going to show you. So I would just put like a little blanket roll there if the knees don't touch the back of the floor. Okay, now I've done this and I'm like, this is nice. Maybe I'll want to do it. And then just feel like, how can I soften this part? And then really using your powers of attunement, you know, okay, do I feel some movement in the hips? Softening. And then we'll take our first forward fold. So just walk your hands forward, and knowing that this can be very intense, you know, adjust your blanket roll as you need. And then once you get to that place where the body says, that's it, then put your mind into the backs of your knees and let that be the place of awakening. Can you soften that? And by letting that part go, you might feel yourself fall in a little deeper. And Art just said, wow. So if you're noticing that, and you know, it's all an awakening. You've had the backs of your knees since the day you were born. So what's the connection there? Softening, backs of the knees. So let's take maybe a few more moments here. Soften. It's like when the eyes rest, you close your eyes, you let the eyes rest, then something else lets go, just naturally. Maybe the muscles of the face, and here we can soften the eyes of the legs. And it tells the rest of the legs it's okay. And then try to slowly come up and out. And then if you have a blanket roll there, that's nice. You point and flex the feet a little bit. Okay, great. Sit here. Like, let's do one more sitting and then we'll come up to standing just for a few moments. So from here, put the feet where they were. Hello, backs of the knees. Oh, you feel a little different, a little mushy. Okay, so then we're just going to add the hip connection. And let's start with our hands on the floor. We'll drop the knees to one side and just turn yourself. Just opening. And then we're going to come back lovingly, you know, all the parts. Use your hands, or you know, maybe we'll start to do no hands. So there has to be something connecting. Get the hips to move. Yes. Okay, and then, arms out to the side, maybe they come to the heart is going to be a little bit more challenging. Just be in whatever it is here. You might even soften your eyes. Good. Yeah, think of all the parts that are moving here. It's rolling on the floor. Good work. Do one more on each side. And let's pause on the side. So I'm way off my mat. Just as you turn to this side, now take your hands to the floor and let's do a little chest blossom. Just move the chest a little bit, the head a little bit. The hips are moving. And then we'll go right into the twist. So walk your hands over to the side as far as they're going to go. And I didn't say which side, I'm on the right. So I'm going to take the left forearm down first and keep the right hand on the floor. Maybe that's a good place to be for a few moments. And then we can put the right forearm on the floor. The hands can come together. It's like a bit of a sphinx pose here happening. When we take the shoulders back. Lengthen the heart space through the arms, imagining that's happening. Breathing. Good. Well, what happens if we soften the backs of the knees? Imagine those eyes of your knees dropping back, softening the two bones on the side. Let's call those the eyelids. And then from here, if you start to feel, just want to lie down, you can go there for a few moments and you want to turn your head the opposite way, whatever feels okay. Just taking this big breath in, sigh it out, and then slowly come out so you feel every part of this journey. And as I come up, I'm going to bring the hands to the heart and just go over to the other side. And then once you're here, we'll take the hands down and do a little chest flossing, just moving side to side. As you turn to the side you're facing, you draw the belly and the jaws will push into the back. And then you can let it go as you come forward. Good. And then we're going to take that forearm that's closer to your knees down to the floor and be at that for a few moments. Let things soften. And we'll release the other arm down, so you're on your forearms, and take the shoulders away from the ears, and it gets long, heart starts to shine a little bit. And then you're here, and put your mind on the backs of those knees. You know what they felt like, and you might not know what they look like. Great connector. A nice deep breath in. Right out. And very slowly again, one hand, movement, other hand, movement, maybe hands to your chest, and we'll just come back to sitting with the legs stretched out. So you can throw the prop in, do a little bit of this. Oh, I'm looking at my blanket roll I had under the knees. No, that was lovely. Let's do that. Put it back. And then we'll just take this seated, this downward dog shape, half forward fold shape. I've been talking about this little baby thing when you pick a baby up and it lifts its chest, takes its shoulders back, and sticks its little butt out. And you don't have to lift your arms to do that. Just feel like, the heart is lifting. tush goes back, and that might lift your knees a little more. Taking 1 or 2 or 3 moments to soften the backs of the knees. And everything else might soften too. All good. You're just very aware. Okay, let's walk it into a forward fold again, and again, going where the body says that's it. And see, can I bring in that inner child thing? Can I find it here? Maybe yes, maybe no, and then let the backs of the knees do the work. The undoing, the opening. And often when we think of our knees, we don't think about the backs of the knees so much unless you have a reason to. Almost like you're just letting this part of you that we so depend on take some refuge. Let's take one more full breath in and try it out. Okay. You walk the hands back and come up, and well, we are going to come up to standing. We're going to do a standing forward fold. So from here, I'm just going to grab the blocks and just have them there. I'm going to use this blanket, or we're all going to use this blanket to stand on. You can come up any way you like. You know, I like to, oh, what can I do here? Put my hands back and take a little bit of this. Oh, feet on the blanket, so nice. And then walk yourself around. And good. Okay, we're going to come to standing. I'm going to have my heels. We're all going to have our heels on this blanket. Take a few moments here to settle yourself into your mountain pose, into your standing pose. So you have the heels on the blanket and the balls of the feet, the toes are on the floor. And then move your body, maybe just swaying forward and back. So you can feel, oh, more weight on the heels, more weight on the front of the foot, and then find whatever feels like center here. And then once you feel the weight of the feet, you drop your heavy tail towards the heels and add a little lift in the low belly. Good. And then feel the backs of your knees. You might even put a little bend in them. And soften the backs of the knees as you inhale and lift your arms up to the sky. And imagine there's a line from your fingertips, the backs of your knees. Nice breath, reach up. And open your arms up to the side and start to pull down. And bend the knees, take the butt back, go slow. Hands are going to find the blocks. Good. Okay. And we'll either hang out here, you know, if it's not good to lower your head, you just can stay here. Or lower yourself into your forward fold. You can adjust the height of your blocks. Okay, so now things get a little more intense. And with the heels lifted, I'm going to try and find a balance over the feet, equal. So I'm not leaning too far back or too far forward. Take your time. A lot of places to explore here. It's like a high-heeled shoe. And feel now, once you're in it, this opening at the backs of the knees. So let's stay as we are. I'm just going to walk the blocks back and then hop the feet over. So now the balls of the feet and the toes are on the blanket and the heels on the floor. We have this reverse high heel. And then just bend and straighten your legs. And now we have to go all the way straight. Just do a couple of, little bit of this. Opening the backs of the knees. Center ourselves as best as we can on the feet. Just walking our blocks forward. Shift the weight forward a little bit. And exhale and pull. Wherever you go here, changing things a lot. hopefully you're feeling something right now. And then we get to soften the backs of the knees and see what that does. These are opening, waking up. Okay, one more moment. I'm just going to walk the blocks back and step right off the blanket. We'll go flat feet this time. You feel nice. Bend and straighten a few times. Put the blocks any height. If you want to challenge yourself, put your hands on your hips and keep your bending and straightening. What's happening here? And feet are on the floor. Okay, we fall into a forward fold. Hands on blocks or on the blanket or on the floor or on your ankles or whatever you like. Feel that your foot is balancing. You're balanced over your foot. Opening the backs of your knees. Maybe the jaw drops. At the same time, you're getting this yoga facelift. All these things I see, instant facelift, staying upside down. So that's nice. Okay. And hands on the blocks, and I'm just going to walk the blocks forward. Maybe the knees are going to go on the blanket, and we'll have the toes tucked under. You can always put a block or two underneath your tush. We're going to sit. Oops, not like that. The other way. Okay, if that works, you know. So you're sitting on your toes as best as you can here. Sometimes another blanket part's going to build a house, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So let's find whatever works here. Opening the backs of the feet. I know if you need to, from here, I'm just going to tell you, we're going to put the tops of the feet on the blanket and come and sit that way. Or maybe the knees stay on the blanket and just move to the tops of your feet. But, you know, like tops of the feet. But take your time. If you're just getting there, you know, take your time. All just about the opening. Yeah. So maybe you spend at least 5-6 breaths if you can in each part. And I'm just going to go back to the other one and come back. So just walk the knees back, sit on the toes. And then, you know, if you're comfortable here, the next thing I do is I'm pressing the toes down and pressing back, like what we did with the heel. And when I do that, oh, the little tush comes back. Kid, and then, good, okay. Oh, I know. You know, it's going to feel really good after this. Well, I know some of you are going, lying down. But I was going to say downward dog. But maybe not, you know, it's okay too. Okay, so once you've done that, you know, take your time because there's nowhere to go, but you know, maybe that's the medicine today is to really be slow with that, breathing into the toes. Well, yeah, that feels good. So that works. And okay, so if you're in downward dog, maybe you go for a little walk. You walk your dog, lift and lower one heel. And if you're good in downward dog, then I'm going to spend maybe 3 breaths and just really put my mind in the backs of the knees. And if I let that soften, you know, other things start to fall into place. Soften, that might be a bending of the knees. You might feel the hips start to move back a little bit. The muscles wake up. Great. Okay. Come down. Sit however you like for a moment or two. Oh, or stay in downward dog. Right, so I'm going to take this blanket. I'm going to open it up. We're lying down now. So I'm going to take this, open it up, smooth it out. And then we'll put the bolster under the knees like we did in class the other day. Maybe another blanket for your head. Then have your strap. Let's do 2 blocks beside you. We're not going to do 2 feet at the same time, but just so you have them there for other goodies. Okay, and then the knees are going to be on the cushion of your bolster. you want to put your socks on, you can do that too, knowing we are gonna lift the leg, but do that with the sock on. Okay. Oh, we'll take a few moments to just lay like broccoli and just enjoy, you know, this little house you created. Okay, so once you're lying down, you're just like this. Put your mind into the backs of your knees. Okay. We're going to flex the feet, just stretch the legs, do a little hip walking. So one leg extends and then the other one's here. Sort of moving and shifting. Good. Okay. And we'll bring the feet to the floor. Oh, I was going to do a blanket roll if I didn't. Okay. I'll save that one. Okay. All right, so the feet are on the bolster, knees are bent, and you can stay here in windshield wiper. But if you're ready, you know, for a little more, bring your knees in. Put your hands at the backs of your knees. Take a moment. Where you're just holding the backs of your knees, softening. You can all do this. Okay. So from here, it's either windshield wiper or we're going to just rock into like almost like twist. I'm going to take a block and put it between the knees and the thighs. I'm just turning here so you can see it's going to go this way. Now squeeze in, take the arms out, find your little chair, and then we'll start to rock the hips side to side. And I'm just going to hug that block. Maybe the palms want to turn down. Let's just do this a few times, friends. Roll the core of you. Good. Good. All right. Well, I feel we're going to drop into twist. So take the knees over to the right. And let's all find our way here. You can keep the bolster between the knees. You can put it under the knee. Take it out completely. I'm just going to keep it between and deep breaths. Well, I'm going to take my mind into the backs of the knees and explore what happens if I let them soften. And take a big breath in, side out. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. If you have the knee between your blocks, you're going to start by pressing the knees into the blocks. And then draw your belly in. Oh, come on. Yeah, pause. Good. And then take the knees over to the other side. Turn your head. Soften. Big breath. Side out. And then begin by putting that pressure between the knees. You can feel the hips engaged. Draw your belly in. Lift it up. Good. Okay. Take the block out. Oh no, let's hold the block. I'm going to try this. Put the left leg either, you know, extended or set the foot on the bolster. Adjust. And then let's take the right leg and put the block behind the knee. I was going to do this with a blanket, but this is nice. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to squeeze it in, flex the foot a little bit, and naturally start to rock. I'm not holding on to the knee. Feels like it's holding on to itself. And then maybe a little side to side, and just moving up. Oh, circle this hip, hold on to the block. Maybe the opposite way. Okay, and I'm going to take the hands, just draw in a few times. Maybe it's down low, maybe it's up at the knee. Let the pressure of the block do what it does. Good. Okay, we're going to flex the foot, squeeze the block, then take the block out, stretch the leg up for a moment. Take your hands and massage this. Oh, hello, my new best friend, back of knee. Good. Okay, so we have the leg extended. Let's stay with that for a moment. Take your arms out and then bend the knee so it's halfway. And we'll start to just move this side to side and we start to paint foot lines down. So the foot moves down, the foot will move back up. I'm just rolling our whole hip here, painting these beautiful lines. And then we'll start to circle, make a nice circling of your shin, foot, the thighs just moving, and then the opposite. Nice. All right, let's take the strap. I feel our push right before we actually do the. Yeah, it's just going to show your foot. So you can keep the knee bent, you can straighten the leg, whatever you like. Wake up the foot. I'm going to try back and knee shine. Oh, you friends, this is nice. I've never done this. Take the strap and just behind your leg. Little playground. Okay, that's nice. All right, I'm going to take the block, put the strap around it. It's probably still right. Oh no, I did myself wrong. Tighten my strap a little bit. Okay, and then we'll slip the foot in, and you know it's not going to fall on you or fall on your face. So just straight, nice tight strap. Got the foot there, and then take a few moments to feel connection. Make your adjustments. Okay, take your left hand is rested on your left thigh, and maybe even once you're here in the upright, you need to move a little bit. Do that, and we're just going to hang out here for a few minutes and guess where your mind's going to go. Maybe soften the backs of the knees. You might notice some spaciousness happen in the hips. Maybe you need to bend your knee. You need to move your leg. Feel. And maybe 2 more breaths here. We're going to prepare to take this leg out to the right. The left arm can come out to the side, palm up or palm down. As you exhale, start to take this right leg out. You feel resistance, you might pause for a moment, soften the backs of those knees. Eventually, you might get the elbow to the floor to help hold it. Why is the block there? Well, it's hard to sickle your ankle. I mean, I guess you can do it. You want to keep the block like you're standing on it. You know, like when we were standing, you want to engage the parts of your foot that have bones into the block. So I'm lifting my toes away. That's going to lift the arch. Soften the back of the left knee. Back of the right knee. And inhale. And come up. Great. Change hands. Take the right arm out to the side. Maybe you pause here for a moment. Just find the backs of the knees. You need to bend your knee. We'll move this leg over to the left side just a little bit. And again, going to engage the foot into the block. Drop the jaw. And the jaw of the back of the knee. Ooh, I like that. We'll roll all the way over to the left side, like the left leg turn. in the leg, because we have the bolster, might feel better just to kind of keep it, hip to heel height. But maybe not. If you want to drop it, you can drop it. There is a certain strength that has to come in, but strength without softness. Oh my gosh, we've all known, I want to say people like that in our lives, strength without softness. Soften. And take it out. Let's just be in this first part of the pose for a few moments of integration. It's like a half legs up the wall. Just as we rest here, you could massage your right flank, but I just really want to soften this right side of the back, the right side of the belly. At some point, you might even feel like I'm not really doing anything. It's just happening. You're not muscling in, you're just letting it be. Now we're just going to take the block off and extend the leg. Bask in the afterglow, the repose. And feeling the difference in the heaviness of the right side and the tension still held in the left side. Just free your block from your strap, and we'll bring the left leg in. We'll take the block and put it behind and hold it. And you hold it. I'm going to take the arms out to the side if that works, and just start to move this in and out or side to side, and just clamping that block. And that's going to give some nice space to the back of the knee. Just babying and loving the back of the knee today. So maybe start to circle, and holding on to that block and even make this feel more fluid than it normally does. That's what I'm experiencing right now. I'm just going to take the hands and apply a little bit of pressure somewhere, receiving the edges of the block. Thai massage. I've ever had a Thai massage, and close off the joints and the pressure of their hands or their feet, and then it's a release. That's where the magic is. It's a Thai massage. Okay, and we'll take the block out and start to love the back of this knee, massage the back of your leg, and feel the mechanics of the back of your knee. When you move your foot around, just feel, straighten and bend a little bit, feel. What if anatomy class is like this? Oh, I guess it couldn't really be like touch and feel. Okay, Joey, getting off on a tangent. Let's take the strap and we'll start with the shoe shine. Or the foot shine, the sole shine of your foot. It's the essence of a self-love practice. Feeling right now. Okay, I'm going to start to take the strap behind the back of the knee, maybe the back of the thigh, back of the calf. Okay, and then we'll release that, or we'll keep doing it if you like. We'll take the strap and then the block and foot and connect the three of them together to one cute little package. And you'll take a few moments for it. Feel what you need here. You bend, Move the leg down, wave it a little bit, find this connection, tighten your strap, all the things that, as we find our way in. Okay, so here, this is what I was saying. I see it's, I'm doing it, is that the baby toe edge of the foot is going up and I'm turning into the ankle here. So I want to find an evenness in the foot pressure so that for me, and I'm not the only one, it's a thing, we all kind of do it, but the baby toe edge wants to go higher and the toes want to, the inside of the foot wants to come in. So find for you, if that's happening, imagine that this brick you're standing on it. So even it out. The whole foot connection. Lifting the toes so the arch is lifting, and then you're going to soften. Maybe the toes come down to the back of the knee. Maybe it bends a little bit. It's going to release the hip a little bit. Soft eyes, all your eyes soft. You're seeing eyes, and remember the eyes of the chest, eyes at the back of your knees. And we'll take the leg out to the left. So do what you got to do. Maybe you go slow. And you feel, oh, there's some resistance. Where can I soften? Because that right hip really wants to lift. Okay, maybe today you let it lift. You do your best so that it's an opening. Softening into the right back of the right knee might help to keep the hip down a little bit more. He's going to let go. You might even feel it all the way into the right shoulder. I'm just telling you what I'm doing here, is I know on this leg that the big toe mound of the foot and the inside of the heel want to tuck in. So I'm just using the block as feedback. Okay. Take a big inhale and then start to bring the leg up. All right. Pause here for a moment, maybe switch hands right away. Left arm can come out, and knowing you're going to take this leg across just a little bit. So make some space, hip joint, backs of the knees, and start to take it over, and maybe use the block as feedback, or just jaws feedback, jaws at the back of your knees. Where's your breath? Oh, there's the breath. Nice. Full breath. Okay, and then we'll start to take it over. The right leg has to turn, and then you find your place, friend, whatever that is. You bask in the softening. This shape you're in. One time maybe it was just muscling in and being here and being like, oh God, when is it going to be over? And it still might be that. But maybe there's a relaxing that can happen even in this shape. Backs of both knees. Or your focal point of softening. Of course, this glorious breath. Not holding tension in the flow of your breath. Okay. Lovingly start to come out, and we'll just take a few moments in this shape. Opening and allowing adjustment block. How can we make space and comfort in this shape without hardening? We'll just slip the block off and come back to your pseudo shavasana place. You want to move your legs, you might move the toes in and out, and then be with this cushion at the backs of the knees. Well, I'm pausing because I do want to do Upavishta Konasana with the legs open, but maybe we can do it here without coming up. So let's play with that. Okay, let's bend your knees and let's put the bolster underneath your hips so we get a little bit of extra lift. And the heart is down, head is down, so make it comfortable. And then we'll hug the knees in once you're here. So hopefully the lift of the bolster makes things cushion them a little bit. Okay, we're going to start with a happy baby. You can kind of snuggle in. Maybe you want to move your legs, bend and straighten your legs a few times. And here in this. Okay, and then we're going to open the legs. So you put the hands on the inside of the heels and open the legs out to the sides. And, wherever it goes here, if the bolster is a hindrance, you just pop it out. It might be helpful. And then once you hit your place here, if you can walk your hands, maybe they rest even on the backs of your knees or on the calves or thighs. So a little bit of extra weight. You can have a bend in your knees. Drop your jaw, and we're just going to hang out here, softening the backs of the knees for a few breaths. As much as you can here. With the eyes of the chest be heavy, the eyes in your face heavy. Okay, I'm going to slide the hands along the legs, a little touch to wherever they go. I'm going to just straighten the legs a little more, add a little bit more in to this because I like it. And let's stay here. Slide your hands to the tops of the thighs and push the thighs away, and you might come to rest more on the bolster. And then stay here. Maybe the elbows are on the floor and open the backs of the knees. Jaw. One more moment. Okay, and then we'll bring the knees in and pop these legs. Straighten the legs, take them overhead, and maybe hug it in a bit or hug the backs of the knees. If this works and you're okay here, any shape it is, it might be whatever shape it is. It's great. Forward fold, but on your back maybe is happening. One more breath. Release when you have the knees in for a moment. Lower the feet to the floor. Maybe they're going to touch at the exact same time. It's going to happen. Good. Okay. Stay on the bolster. Take your arms up to the side. Walk your feet apart and find your windshield wiper. Shaking it all off. All right. And we're here for Shavasana time and maybe legs up the wall time. And that's what I'm going to do. Because they're both all equally good. And do the same thing I did last time. Kind of dug that. So it's like a half a Setu Bandha. I'll have my shoulders and head on the floor. I'm going to take the block to belt the legs. All just options. Get to the point of, I love this idea. We all remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books. Maybe you read them or you read them with your kids. Or choose your own adventure, how you want to feel your practice. No dogs and tons of eating. Do you still have your sandbags nearby? If you have them, not something you need to go and get unless, for anxiety and stress, tension, grounding. I mean, you have a lot of nice uses. Ah, so however you set yourself up, begin by, well, feeling into the eyes and the feet. And where would they be? Probably in the middle of the feet. Softening your feet. Looking inwards towards the eyes of the knees. Back. In the eyes of the knees, traveling the eyes of the chest, underneath the clavicle bones. Bringing the back of the heart to rest. Traveling to the eye of the throat. Probably in the front and the center of the throat. Feel your tongue relax. Muscle connected to the throat. Back of the neck. Traveling to the eyes of the face. Connecting to the triangle of the two eyes and the third eye, whole space, lower forehead, eyebrows, the eyelids, temples. This moment, everything can relax. The eyes and the palms. We started with rubbing them together, awakening the palms, but now they can rest. Backs of the hands can rest, fingers can rest. Shavasana. Going more deeply into your rest. Staying as you are, you like to extend yourself and lying down for a few moments. Gently begin to awaken yourself and really take your time. Every movement becomes really noticed, honored in some way. Favoring the stillness of this moment. Feeling into the energetics surrounding you. You can feel it. You know, if you take your hands, just hold them in front of your body, you may even feel this like palpable energetic field, and you can just trace it, feel how big it is. How what you surrounded yourself with. I can't even reach the top. Feeling it. And that's yours. Whether you feel it or not, it's there. It's yours. And bringing your hands to your heart, on your heart, anything that feel very present. Feel this practice of one Om. Inhale. Om. Breathe your blessings into your hands and hold it there. Remind yourself of all you have, all that you are, all the love. And then offer that to yourself with great intention, and then we'll share it. Share it. Wow, so lovely, friends. Mwah! From my heart, I take all your love back, and move through your day with renewed awareness to the backs of your knees and softening and opening, and this great gift of your sacred anatomy. So much love. See you later. Have a good day, guys.